Hello everyone, happy Thursday. I'm coming on a Facebook Live for you guys today, sharing a card from my product of the week this week, the Tropical Oasis Suite. Have you guys seen this? I've been posting about it this week here on Facebook and also over on my blog. Hi Jeanette. And yeah, this is a beautiful suite of products. I have had so much fun playing with it. It's funny how you see something in the catalog and you have to have it and you get it. You are very welcome. I'm so glad you got it. I hadn't really played with it yet. You know, my schedule is pretty much by holidays. So in December, I'm preparing for Valentine's Day. And then in January, it's typically my Easter and spring classes. And then this kind of just took a back burner to a couple of things, but it's up this week and I have had so much fun playing with it. So this is the suite of product is in our January through June 2020 catalog. It's on pages 38, 39, and also 40. I love how Stampin' Up! Is now giving us bigger picture images of our designer series paper. It really is this pretty, and I love it. And then they're also giving us color swatches instead of just the names. The names are still printed here, but they've also added, this is a new feature where they've given you a little swatch, or a little swoop, I don't know, of color. And yeah, I know, Jeanette, we talked about this at retreat, and I've got another fun something coming up with this. So hopefully it's going to be one of my next online classes or class to go. So with everything that's going on, all of us that are Stampin' Up! Demonstrators that are running a business have had to switch from in-person events to online. Some demonstrators, it didn't affect them because they're already all online. But for myself, I had primarily a face-to-face business. I was doing Facebook Lives, and I had started dabbling in the online class to go feature, but hadn't done but just a few of those. So I'm feeling good about it. I still am finding ways to get to stamp with you guys and to share with you guys. So lots of fun. Now that also spills over onto, I've flipped this catalog so much that this page has fallen out because it's right in the middle. And then here's a close-up at some of the samples that you might have seen that I posted earlier this week on Facebook. This is so much fun. It also is on a blog post as of this morning for my ladies and people that are not on Facebook. So I try to do multiple platforms so that I can reach everybody. This is the stamp set, and it is one of our cling stamp sets. So that means it's got the really sticky stickers, and that also means that it's a red rubber stamp. And then when a bundle like this comes out in a mini catalog, I don't automatically put the dies onto its own little magnet sheet. I kind of just house them in with the stamp set until I know whether or not it's going to carry over into the annual. And then once I know that it's going to be around for a whole nother year, it gets upgraded to its own magnet sheet. So anyway, we're not using any of the dies today, but we are using this beautiful palm tree image, and I'm going to show you how to get multiple colors on a single stamp. And then we're using the birthday sentiment with the rest and relax. This is a little bit of a close-up of the paper, the designer series paper. It is super fun. It has a ton of colors that coordinate with it. So the images are really beautiful. Some of them are retro, some of them are very soft and subdued. I really love this pineapple one, but I think that this, because of the colors, this is my favorite. I'm a Brights girl, and this, even though Real Red is not in our Brights color families anymore, it's now a Regal, it's still a bright, vibrant red, and I love it. So there is that. Now, just one more thing. We do have these posted over on the Facebook page as well as my blog. These are the 4 card tutorials that you can get the project tutorials for free by signing up for my email list, and these get sent out on Friday, so tomorrow. So make sure you sign up to receive my emails. The link is on Facebook. It's also on my blog, and if you have trouble finding it, you can message me here on Facebook or send me an email, and I will send you the link to make sure you get signed up so that you can get the instructions with the measurements and a supply list. And also the option to purchase if you need the bundle or any supplies. Now the dies are on and have been on back order for a little while, but they are coming back in about a week and a half. So as far as I remember, you can still order it. They will just send you the dies separately unless they're not orderable. So I might have to check that. Which I will do after the Facebook Live ends. I will double check and let you guys know if you can order them now or not. Okay, let me show you the card. So this is the card that we're making. This is a separate card. It's not included in the tutorials. This is just a bonus that my friend Patsy and I have been teaming up, designing classes together. And we each designed a few cards, and then we collectively picked 2 of hers, 2 of mine, and this one, I don't want to say it didn't make the cut. It just was it was way too similar to this masculine card, which, not that we like one over the other, it's just this was one that Patsy designed, and it's one that we chose from her, of her design. So this is just an extra little bonus that you're going to get a little live tutorial on how to make this. And of course, after the video is over, I will post the measurements and a link to the supply list and all of that. Excuse me. So there's my fun envelope that I stamped on, which means I need another envelope. So let's see. We have got, our card base is a Pretty Peacock, and this is 4 1/4 by 11. Yes, this suite is really easy to create for guys, Jeanette. I love how easy it is. I also have Pretty Peacock, which is 4 by 5 1/4, and this is using the embossing folder that's in this suite. It's Coastal Weave, and it's one of our new 3D embossing folders, so you make sure you use the blue plate with this one. Quick little drink there. Okay, I have got, we're using Berry Vanilla. The paper calls for Whisper White, but I just felt like the Berry Vanilla went really well with it as well. So this is for the inside. It's 4 by 5 1/4. This is for our stamping, and this is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. Soft Suede, which is 2 3/8 by 3 3/8. And then I have 2 pieces of this piece of designer paper. It's the one that's got those soft, pretty palm trees on the back of it. You could use this one as well and maybe change up your card base to Old Olive, and it would still be a very dude-friendly card. So these, let's see, 2 by 4 and a 1/2 inch by 4. And then I have the second largest, or the number 2, stitched shape oval in mint macaron. Okay, so we're stamping on these things. Let's go ahead and get those together. We're stamping on the inside, of course, and our envelope. So I'm going to put these pieces off to the side for just a minute. I'm using a soft suede ink pad, plus I'm using the soft suede marker along with the Old Olive marker. Now, if you don't have these markers, but you have the ink pads, you could, let me grab that Old Olive ink pad. You could open up your ink pad and just ink like this to where you're only getting the fronds in the green. And then if you got any of the green on where the palms are, you just take your blender pen or a little baby wipe or Q-tip or something, and just kind of move the ink off of there. And then you would probably have a hard time inking. I thought that was going to be an easy fix for you guys, but I don't know. If you have the ink pad and a blender pen, you can just grab the ink from on the blender pen and just draw it in like you would with the marker. So that just is an easier way. If you don't have all of the markers, but you have the ink pads, you could still do this technique. So we're going to do that last, which goes on there. So this is for the sentiment on the outside. I forgot to share my video, so while I take another quick drink, you guys, I'm just going to share my video over to my group. I mean my page, my business page, sorry. We're on my group. Let me see, I forgot to find myself. So give me just a second, and if you would like to have your crafty friends join us, I would love it for you to, I would love for you to share my video. Let's see. Okay. All right. Oh, hey, Susan. Thanks so much for joining. I didn't see you pop in there. Okay, so for on the Mint Macaron, we're doing the May Your Birthday Be Memorable in our soft suede ink. And let's see if I didn't just stick my finger in the ink. Wouldn't surprise me. It's a hazard of the crafting, right? Isn't that pretty? I love the scripty mix in with that. Okay, so we're done with that stamp. Now for the inside, I've got, I didn't show you guys the inside. There's the inside of what we're going to do, and that's what that little strip of the designer paper is for. And we're going to just stamp that down. Thanks, Jeanette. Yes, you are right. You could just stamp it twice. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so we have that one done. So let me go ahead and show you how to stamp these palm trees in the two colors. Yeah. I don't know what I was looking for. I'm just going to take, now I'm using the brush tip of my marker, and I'm using it on its side. You don't want to do this way. You will damage your tip. And I'm just going to brush the ink on, and you can go over it a couple times depending on how dark you want it. Now the other thing you could do is use your Stamparatus, and then you could stamp as many times as you wanted to get the color. There's lots of ways to do it. You could also use sponge daubers to get the color on here. Lots of ways to color. Okay, so we're gonna close that one. I'm done with this ink pad, I think, so I'm gonna close that. And then I'm gonna come in again with the marker tip. And I'm just gonna color down the trunk of my palm tree. The markers is a big investment if you buy them all at once. You can buy them by color family, so you could get all 10 colors of, say, the Regals, which is where the Old Olive is. Or the soft suede is in the neutrals. If you had an Old Olive pad, maybe you could just get the neutrals pack. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna huff on it to kind of reactivate that ink. Especially up there by the palm tree, or the fronds where we colored first. And I'm just gonna lay it down right there and give it a A good press. Now, there's not as much ink on here as if we had used an ink pad, so I'm really wanting to let that ink transfer off my stamp onto my Very Vanilla. And look at that. Look how pretty that is. I love it. Okay, now we're going to do that one more time, and I'll go a little quicker because I also did this for the envelope. So I'm just going to brush that on. Okay, I'm kind of going over it twice. Okay, and then one more time with the soft suede, and we're ready to put our card together. Pretty quick and simple card. I've got a fun Hawaiian t-shirt card that I'm gonna make for you guys tomorrow that my friend Patsy fell in love with. She loves following France Martin. You might know her as Frenchie. And she posted a video where she did some origami folds and made a Hawaiian t-shirt on a dude card. And yeah, so I'm going to demonstrate that tomorrow. All right, let's bring in my card base. So I scored it at 5.5. And I'm just going to bring in my bone folder. Let me get my little cup down. Okay. This is not behaving here. It must have gotten scored a little wonky. So let me try to force that. Okay, let me show you a trick. When I have this problem where the card was, well, you probably can't even see it, but I can see it and I know it's there. So what you want to do is butt your card up against something. So I'm just going to use my trimmer here. And so I'm making the short side touch as well as the long side so that I can come in here and fix that and kind of force it. There we go. All fixed. Perfect. You could do that on your scoreboard. You could do it up against, you know, your counter, and if your stamping table hits the wall, you just need something to be able to push that both sides up against. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so our embossing folder, I'm going to, or our embossed piece, I'm going to use my liquid glue to get this down. Yeah, Jeanette, I don't know what time. Some things are just all out of whack for me, and I'm just fitting things in where I can. And so hopefully I will give you guys some more notice than I did today. But if not, you can always come back and watch the replay. And I am also uploading these to my YouTube channel. So that would be awesome if you guys went over to my YouTube channel and subscribed. I would really appreciate that. Oh yeah, daubers and sponges. Don't forget about the sponges too. Sponges wouldn't work for this technique, but yeah, I love, one of the cards in tomorrow's tutorials uses sponging. Okay, so let's get our designer paper down on the inside. My preference is the liquid glue, but you could use whatever glue you prefer. And this is gonna go, oops, thank goodness that fell right, or the glue side up. And this is gonna run all the way across and down to the bottom. So once you get that down, then you can, well, if you're using the liquid glue, you can kind of slide it in place. And then I like to look from the back to make sure that I've got that on there good. And then I noticed when I was cutting these that they were a little smidge longer than than 4, so I figured rather than fighting with it and taking off this like 1/16 of an inch, I would just trim it with my snips after I got it onto the card. Okay, so then this can go down on the inside. I don't use very vanilla cardstock a whole lot. I do use it a lot at Christmas. Well, depending on what designer papers we get with vanilla, but I like to use it at Christmas. But it's really pretty. Like I said, I mean, it lists that it's Whisper White, but for this pattern, I felt like the vanilla looked good. Okay, that's down. And then I've got, here's my other piece. It's a brand new bottle of glue, so I'm trying to remember not to squeeze because it's coming out really good and quick. So now this one, I went up about, I think I came up 1/2 inch, which is, use your grid paper. Is it 1/2 inch from the card or 1/2 inch? Yeah, 1/2 inch from the embossed piece. So technically you could have put that on, you could have put this on first, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be exact. You could go all the way down to the bottom or however you want to put it on there. This is just how I did it. So I went up, my embossed piece is in line with this grid line, and these are each 1/4 of an inch. So I just went up 2 and laid it down. And that's how I did that, okay? And then I'm gonna bring in a little piece of tear and tape because we are gonna use the braided burlap trim that's in this suite. And I already have a little piece cut. It was just a scrap. So I'm gonna go like just a little bit overlapping the designer paper, and I'm just gonna go all the way across. And I don't have my gift card right here, so I'm just gonna use a block and tear that off. Okay, and then peel that backing off. You could also use glue dots. It's a beautifully textured scissors, so I just come in with just another pair of scissors, and then you can kind of get that to fray just a little bit. Isn't that fun? Okay, just gives a little more texture. Okay, so we've got our stamped piece, a little more liquid glue. There we go. And then I like to give it a good press. It's habit for me to do it on the back because typically I have ink on my hands and I don't want to do it from the front where I might get ink, where I might transfer the ink. Okay, so this is going to go on dimensionals. And then I do like to support the center of it. So what I'm gonna do is just put one on the top and bottom of the burlap because I don't want to stick the dimensionals to the burlap because they're not gonna stick very well. So I'm gonna take the backings off of here, as well as these. And then this is going to come in about like that. And I'm looking for kind of an equal border on the top and the left. maybe about a 1/2 inch. We'll get that down, and then this is going to go right here, so we only need dimensionals on this kind of bottom and the right side. Let's see. We're just going to put one there. And I'm going to kind of stick this one up under there a smidge. There we go. Just double check. Yep. And then I'm going to put just a little, oops, I closed it. I thought I was done with it. This is going to be flat on that panel, so we want them to be the same height. That's why we didn't put dimensionals up here. This just like that, preferably straight, darling. There we go. It's sometimes hard to see if I'm gotten that on straight. Okay, and then our final touch are our final touch is not dimensionals. Our final touch is these in color faceted dots. And let's see, do I have, I'm looking, I have so many different packs of these open, it's ridiculous. Yeah. Okay, so take your pick tool. We're using these pretty peacock ones, and I'm just gonna put, it doesn't really add bling, but it just adds a fun little embellishment that you can put to your masculine card and not have it be not masculine anymore. So there it is. Oops, more dimensionals to put away. What do you think? Leave me a comment or a like. I would love that. And this is the one that I made earlier, and this is the one that I just made with you guys. And don't forget to sign up for my email list. I will be sending out tutorials to make these 4 cards tomorrow. I send out tutorials on Fridays. And there's that one. That's where we use that sponging, and we use the fun pineapple of the trinkets. And then this one. So those 4 cards, free tutorials going out tomorrow to my email list subscribers. And then of course here is another card that you have that you could make as well. And then I will be back tomorrow probably in the afternoon, and I'm gonna make that Hawaiian t-shirt card for you guys. All right, thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.